Ever wondered what separates the ultra successful from the rest of us? Is it luck, a brilliant idea, or something more? Today, we're diving deep into the minds of 10 self-made billionaires who started young. We'll uncover the immense risks they took and the crushing obstacles they overcame to build their empires. This isn't just about celebrating wealth. It asks about understanding the relentless spirit of innovation and the brutal realities of the journey to the top. Stick around, because these stories are packed with lessons you won't want to miss. Let's start with a name synonymous with disruption, Mark Zuckerberg. Launching Facebook from his Harvard dorm room sounds like a fairy tale, but the reality was a minefield. Early on, he faced intense pressure from the Winklevoss twins, who sued him, claiming he stole their idea. Imagine, as a 20-year-old, facing a legal battle that could have destroyed your creation before it even took off. But Zuckerberg's biggest risk was turning down Yahoo's $1 billion buyout offer in 2006. His investors were furious, his team was baffled, everyone thought he was crazy, but he had a vision that was bigger than a quick payday, a vision of a globally connected world. He bet everything on that vision, and it paid off, but it was a colossal gamble. Next up, the visionary behind Tesla and SpaceX, Elon Musk. We see the triumphs now, but his path was paved with near catastrophic failures. In 2008, SpaceX had failed its first 3 rocket launches. He had poured his entire fortune from PayPal into his new ventures. With enough money for only one more launch, everything was on the line. If the 4th one failed, both SpaceX and likely Tesla would have gone bankrupt. He described it as staring into the abyss. That single, successful 4th launch saved everything. It was a testament to his unbelievable tolerance for risk and an unwavering belief in his mission to make humanity a multiplanetary species. The pressure was immense. Now, let's talk about the man powering the AI revolution. Jensen Huang, the co-founder of NVIDIA. Back in the early 90s, they weren't the titans they are today. Their first chip was a failure, and the company almost went bankrupt. Their biggest pivot came when they bet the entire company on creating the GPU, or graphics processing unit. At the time, it was a niche market for gamers. No one saw its potential beyond that. Huang and his team risked it all on this specialized hardware, believing it had a future. It was a high-stakes bet on a technology that the rest of the world had even caught up to yet. For years, they struggled, but their persistence turned that niche product into the engine that now powers everything from blockbuster games to... Let's shift to the world of e-commerce with Jack Ma, the founder of Apple. Before his success, Ma was an English teacher who faced countless rejections. He was even rejected for a job at KFC when he started Alibaba in 1999. Nobody in China believed in him. There was no widespread internet access, no logistics, no online payment systems. He had to build the entire ecosystem from scratch. His greatest obstacle was trust. How do you convince people to buy something from a stranger online when they can't even see the product? He created Alipay to solve this problem, holding payments in escrow until the buyer was satisfied. He was essentially building the infrastructure of trust, a monumental task that everyone told him was impossible. Think about the way we communicate. Jan Koum and Brian Acton, the founders of WhatsApp, also faced a mountain of skepticism. They were both rejected for jobs at Facebook. When they created WhatsApp, their goal was simple: a private, ad-free messaging app. In a world where tech companies were obsessed with collecting user data for advertising, their business model seemed foolish. How would they make money? They chose a $1 a year subscription model, prioritizing user experience over immediate profit. This decision was a huge risk. They were betting that people would value their privacy enough to pay for it. The gamble paid off spectacularly, leading to a $19 billion acquisition by the very company that had rejected them, Facebook, from messaging. Let's look at media. Evan Spiegel, the co-founder of Snapchat, introduced a concept that seemed absurd at first: disappearing photos in an era where everyone was focused on creating a permanent digital record of their lives on platforms like Facebook. Spiegel's idea of ephemeral content was revolutionary, and many thought pointless. Critics and investors dismissed it as a novelty. The biggest obstacle was convincing people that temporary was valuable. He even turned down a $3 billion buyout offer from Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg when Snapchat was still a fledgling startup. Spiegel risked being crushed by a giant, betting that his unique vision for communication would resonate with a new generation. Now, let's talk about transforming an old industry. Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia, the founders of Airbnb, literally started by renting out air mattresses on their living room floor to make rent. The idea of letting complete strangers sleep in your home was, to put it mildly, met with resistance. Safety, trust, legality, the obstacles were enormous. For a long time, the business was failing. Achi Huanpoin to raise money. They designed and sold novelty cereal boxers during the 2008 election called Obama OS and Kapan McCain's. It was a scrappy, desperate move that kept the company alive. The risk wasn't just financial, it was societal. They had to convince the world to trust each other, and they built a multi-billion-dollar company on that fragile yet powerful foundation. What about reinventing how we get around? Travis Kalanick, the co-founder of Uber, faced a war on multiple fronts. His obstacle wasn't just technology, it was regulation. The taxi industry was a powerful, entrenched monopoly in every city. From the moment Uber launched, it was hit with cessandist letters, lawsuits, and intense political lobbying from taxi commissions. Kalanick adopted a controversial ask for forgiveness, not permission strategy. He launched in cities knowing it was a legal gray area and rallied public support to pressure politicians. It was an incredibly high-risk approach that could have led to the company being shut down and him facing legal consequences. He battled city by city, a relentless fight against an established system. Now, for a story of pure digital innovation, Daniel Ek, the founder of Spotify, had a vision to solve the music piracy problem that was crippling the industry. His idea was to offer a legal, streaming-based service that was better and more convenient than illegal downloading, the biggest obstacle. The music labels themselves, they were terrified of streaming, believing it would cannibalize their CD and digital sales. ECI spent years in grueling negotiations trying to convince them to license their music. It was a chicken and egg problem. He couldn't attract users without music, and he couldn't get music without users. He risked everything, building the technology and the platform on the hope that he could eventually win the labels over, which he ultimately did. Finally, let's look at the world of finance with Patrick and John Collison, the Irish brothers who founded Stripe. They wanted to simplify online payments, a process that was notoriously complex and difficult for small businesses and startups. Their biggest competitors were giants, like PayPal. As two young brothers in their early 20s, their main obstacle was credibility. Why would any business trust these two kids with their financial transactions? They took the risk of focusing obsessively on the developer experience, creating a product so elegant and easy to implement that developers started choosing it over established players. They didn't have a massive sales team. They bet that a superior product would sell itself through word of mouth in the tech community. It was a quiet, product-focused risk that completely paid off. So, what's the common thread? It's not just a good idea. It's the willingness to take monumental, company-defining risks. It's the resilience to face down legal battles, public skepticism, and near bankruptcy. They all saw a future that others couldn't, and they were willing to bet everything they had on making that future a reality. Their stories prove that success isn't a straight line. It's a brutal climb, filled with moments that could break you. Their greatest triumphs were born from their darkest hours. What did you think of these incredible journeys? Which story resonated with you the most? Let me know down in the comments, and if you found this inspiring, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into the minds of the world's most influential people. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.